Raideesha. I'm so excited to be here to share your knowledge and who you are. So tell me, first of all, how did you all get started in the culinary industry?
Like most people, they are really great cooks. And I'm an amazing cook because I've been taught by my mom and I started cooking at the age of 4. But then I learned that being able to cook is not what's necessary to be a great business owner. So I started on a professional journey to get professionally trained and earn my degree in culinary management.
Let me stop you
And
for a second because you said something very important. You said being able to cook doesn't necessarily mean you'll have a successful business. So it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be successful in the restaurant business just because you're a great cook.
no,
And so you realize that, okay, I maybe don't want a restaurant, but what else is there in the culinary industry that I can learn about? Because I know you are a naturally inquisitive person and you want to know all there is to know about a particular topic. Is that right?
correct. So when I went to culinary school, I was thinking that I was going to gain all of this industry knowledge, but all they really did was prepare you to be an employee, not an entrepreneur. The
Ooh.
most and the furthest they got was about being like a private chef or a personal chef or a head chef, but it was never really a business owner. So I started to evolve and I had the opportunity to teach at a culinary college at Le Cordon Bleu. And that was another light bulb moment about the educational aspect of the industry, which is totally different than
Mm.
cooking or being in a restaurant.
So explain that a little bit more. What is the educational aspect versus being in a restaurant?
The educational part, they're teaching you the cooking techniques and the styles. They're teaching you about the different regional cuisines. But again, that still has nothing to do with being a business owner.
Yeah.
You can
All
create,
right. I
you can
got
do
you.
those different things. They're teaching about food safety and sanitation, nutrition. They may teach you a little financial stuff, but it's not about entrepreneurship and how you actually start and establish and maintain a successful business.
Wow. Because your company is about culinary entrepreneurship,
Correct.
and a lot of people don't even know what that means.
No, they call me thinking it's a catering company for some reason.
Yeah, because the word entrepreneurship is in there, you know.
Right.
But you've learned not just through your teaching, you became a teacher, you're a great cook, but you've also had a lot of industry experience and something else really unique about you too, which we're going to touch on, but talk about the other types of experience that you had.
The eye-opening experiences for me was working for Cisco Food Services. They are the largest food distribution company in the world. And learning how to work with vendors, contract negotiation, the different companies and partners that you would need to run, own, and operate a successful business that has nothing to do with food. That was when I really learned about what it takes to open, maintain, manage, and have a thriving business. And I did not get that anywhere prior
Mm.
in my life at all. And I said, I understood why so many people failed because everyone always focused on food. Great food. Oh my gosh, your food is so amazing. You're going to do great. But then people take that great, amazing food at home because no one's buying it because they don't understand how to attract the people. They think that having that great food alone is what's going to bring them through the doors all the time or keep them there. And then
Hmm.
they don't focus on customer service, customer maintenance, or retention. They don't focus
Marketing.
on marketing or even training their staff on how to respond to concerns that staff has. So they have the cooking part down pat, and that's it.
Yeah. So you have a course now that you are launching. It is for culinary entrepreneurship because you have years of experience working with other restaurants, startups, as well as established franchise restaurants in getting them to that place of success. That it's not about just focusing on the food, but there are so many other things involved in that. And so you're launching a course to help people who want to start a restaurant or have a restaurant and it's not doing so well to get all those other pieces together, correct?
Correct. And so I had these two books written for quite some time. The first one is The Intellectual Menu, because I find that when people start their businesses, they purchase real estate or they lease it, they do all kinds of great things, decor, but they never finish their menu. And my thing was like, how could you start a business and not have your menu completed? Because the menu is where you build the business plan for your operation. So if you started without your menu, you started off wrong to begin with, because the menu tells you everything that you need for your business. And another one is Culinary Entrepreneurship, the business side of food, teaching you about the different systems and processes and the different ways to bring in different revenue streams into your business. And I never released those books. I just had the manuscripts sitting there. But what I decided to start working on right now is a book that I find the most common questions or concerns that I have when I work with new clients, consulting clients, the questions I have, the repetitive conversations that I have. So I said, before I release those other books, let me start off with the basics and then build and grow with the series. Right now it's 3 books that I have that I'll release, in a particular order. But I do have a program called Culinary Entrepreneurship, the business side of food, which teaches you how to start, own, and operate a successful culinary business, not focusing on your menu alone.
Oh, I think that would be fabulous. You mentioned real estate, and I want to touch on that because you got your real estate license just so that you can help people understand if they want to start a restaurant, they need to know how to buy the right real estate for the restaurant that they will, or at least get the right space, not buy, but lease the right space that will bring success. And you talk about your menu being your business plan, and you can't put a restaurant somewhere where nobody wants that food, that cuisine. It's not going to be successful, or they can't afford it, or, whatever the situation is. So I think it's really fascinating that you got your real estate license so you can also, from that angle, support restaurateurs or budding restaurateurs with their business plan.
Yes, because when you're looking for a real estate location, I realized over my close to 2 decades of experience in the food industry that I've seen businesses that actually never open because they lost all of their money in the real estate transaction. They were paying rent for a space that they were never able to get the permit approved for with the city. And the unfortunate part is because they had never done the research on the previous businesses that tried to be established there, they didn't know that those other areas, those other businesses had the same issues. So understanding the permitting process is very important. Understanding how to work with contractors, understanding the area that you should establish your business in is very, very important, because people like to say location. But what does that mean for you? Just because it's a high traffic street doesn't mean that's going to be ideal for your clients. Your clients,
that traffic will walk right by you.
Yeah. You may get lost in the traffic, or they may want something more exclusive, more private. So you have to understand what it is that you're building and who you're building for to understand where to establish your business and contract negotiation. So whether you're purchasing real estate or you're going to lease it, you need to understand the different types of commercial contracts and how to negotiate different things with the landlords also. So it's a lot that you need to know. But if you don't know, it can really
it'll be costly.
It can cost you.
It will cost you. So I would say if you're going to open a restaurant, consult with Raideesha first. I think that's a no-brainer right there. So speaking of culinary entrepreneurship, you have a whole program that is designed to take someone from where they are to success. So first of all, outline for me who the ideal person for this course is.
The ideal candidate is someone who actually hasn't established their business yet, because they're in the process where everything is like a blank slate. They may have an idea, they may have a concept, they may think they know what they want to do, but there may be things that they don't know they should do. So this is the ideal candidate, but it does not exclude anybody who has established a business already, who's already owning and operating a business. This program is ideally for the person who really wants to understand the food industry. Because as a consultant and a strategist, I go into businesses, I provide people with my professional opinions and feedback. But that doesn't mean that they're receptive to it. They may have their own thought or way that they think something should go. So this is really for the person who's teachable and who wants to be coached along the process, who doesn't just need someone to come in for damage control to resolve a specific problem, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So even if you have a restaurant and you're realizing you're in over your head a little bit, this program can also work for you if you want to know how to turn things around for yourself without the real, because a consultant can be pricey if you get a one-on-one consultant. So this is a cost-effective way to learn about the industry without having a one-on-one consultant, right?
Correct. Because yes, I can be costly. I can be, but it's become exhausting sometimes seeing exactly what a client needs to get done to have their success and being challenged along that path to their success. So I decided to take kind of like a few steps back, not to say completely abandon consulting, but I said, I'm a teacher by nature. I speak.
And you can help more people.
Correct. And so I said, why not approach people or offer something to people who really want to understand so that they can learn and implement what they're learning along the way. And then at the same time, they're able to still receive from me those tips and strategies and the consulting is like a hybrid program. Right. So yes, I teach in a classroom setting. I teach professional certification courses. I proctor exams, and I do this internationally. So why not offer them a form of classroom learning, but then still get that professional feedback from me and not have to be concerned about the price tag or the tuition or whatever it is to retain.
That it being one-on-one. Over your budget. I want to ask, what is in the program itself, so people have an understanding what they're going to get when they enroll?
So when you enroll, you're actually going to have classroom learning. So yes, I'm going to be teaching you. I'm going to be teaching you what I know. So the experience that I'm sharing with you is my experience, not somebody else's experience. It's my experience.
Not textbook, not theory.
Correct. All about experience that I've received over the past 2 decades. In addition to that, I will give you assignments to reinforce what it is that you're learning, to make sure that you understand what is being taught and you're practically applying it in the appropriate manner. Because it's one thing to think that you understand something, but it's another thing to be able to show and illustrate that you know that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you have the option of just having the classroom session alone, which is great. But then you have the opportunity to have access to the complete program, because there's 2 options. You can do just the classroom learning alone, or you can do the comprehensive program. And with that, you will have like group sessions where we get to speak one-on-one. And the classroom session is just you receiving what I'm giving. And the group sessions, we're able to discuss what's going on, collaborate. I have office hours where you can just tap in and say, hey, I almost said Professor Francis. Hey, Raideesha, this is my concern. Can you go a little bit further with me about this during those times? Because, I did teach at a college level. Then I'm also able to review what it is that you've done and give you feedback based upon what you presented to me. We'll have group discussions, and later on towards the end of the program, what we'll do is have a presentation. You're presenting your idea to make sure that you can clearly articulate what it is that you desire to do. So if you have a potential investor, you're not going to go there with all of your ahs and and you'll be able to intelligently communicate what it is that you desire. And again, you have those elements of consulting and strategy sessions, because you'll get at least about 2 of those with me throughout the program.
That's wonderful. That's so helpful, especially if you're seeking investor money. You want to have a solid plan, and not just a solid plan, but a workable plan because you've done the research. You know that it's going to succeed with this program. And
Feedback from people besides just your family and friends.
And yes, that is so important because so many people start a restaurant, just like you said, way back in the beginning when you started, everybody, your family and friends, oh, you're such a good cook. You should cook for people. You should start a restaurant. And so you go off of that thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to start a restaurant because I'm a good cook, not knowing there is so much more involved. So this gives you all those, all the steps that you need to take in order to be a successful restaurant when you open your doors. So that is awesome. Thank you so much. And that's well needed in the industry. Is there anyone else doing anything like this that you've come across?
Not that I know of. And one of the sessions that I would actually really like to highlight with them is how to do business with family and friends. Because just because it's family business doesn't mean that your family has to work in it. And also when you do, how to work with family and a family business. So I'll address that and the common reasons why people fail and their business is shut down. So at least these things that you may not have known or understood will be discussed throughout that process, because I really want to give them the potent information. This isn't just to say, okay, I'm going to give you some theory. I'm going to give you the things that people always talk about.
Right.
I like talking about the things that people always talk about. I like to talk about what's relevant and pertinent to you and a specific business. So this is more meat and potatoes, as people like to say.
Yes.
Theory and fluff. Theory and
fluff. No fluff.
Stuff that's nothing. So this is really, I would work with you and teach you how I work through with clients.
Awesome. That sounds brilliant. Amazing. So is there anything else that you'd like to share about your culinary entrepreneurship program?
Well, in the future, it's something that's in progress. I've already designed it, and it's just a matter of releasing them at the appropriate time. There will be full day events. There may be weekend events where you can come in, and from morning to evening, that one complete day, you could actually build out your entire business in one day. So instead of taking weeks and months or a year or years, you'll be able to do that. And I also provide access to professional resources. So depending on the event that I'll release at that time, I may have an attorney that specializes in the hospitality industry come and speak about the things that you need to understand about the laws pertaining to business, a culinary business. I'll have people there because you and I, we both do something with the
assessments,
because people like to hire people off of experience alone or their resume.
Yes.
But that's a whole nother session.
That's a whole other conversation we're going to have about about proper hiring practices.
Correct.
Especially in the culinary industry.
Exactly. And then the marketing, how do you do that? How do you schedule these things? So there's more involved in it, but I want to start off, and I am starting off with the program itself. And then I'll start giving people more and more.
You'll just start dripping out more juicy content, more juicy information, and just stuff to help you really ramp up your business and get it to a place where it is on autopilot and making you money. That's the most important thing, making you money in your business.
Yes.
All right, Raideesha. Well, thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoyed learning more about the culinary industry with you.
Thank you. And they can also find out more about the program at www.culinaryentrpreneurship.co. And it's .co and not .com. And then our company's main website is www.culinarymanagement.co. And again, that's .co, not .com.